We are set for the championship match of girls volleyball for the 2006 season. Number 1, San Pedro. Number 2, Taft. Randy Rosenblum set to call the play-by-play, along with Will Reinhardt on LE36 and KLCS. Will, when we walked out of this building last year and San Pedro won the title in 4 over Taft, we knew these two teams would be here this year, didn't we?
We called it then, and there are really no surprises. These are two of the best teams in the city last year and this year, and it's like deja vu. Here we are again.
First team All-City, Savannah Thomas, number 27, is a great hitter for the Taft Toreadors.
Well, Thomas is she's explosive. Unlike very few hitters we've seen in the city this year, or any year for that matter. She's got incredible talent, the ability to turn on the ball, so she's tough to read. She can turn either direction, line, angle, and she's just got an unstoppable motor. Should be very exciting to see Pedro try and stop her tonight.
Tough setter as well is going to get her the ball, Terry Soltani.
Soltani has matured year after year to the point now where she's a consensus all-city pick, so she's just a fantastic setter. Look for her to distribute a lot of Taft weapons.
Alex Bubica is sensational in the middle for San Pedro, another all-city performer.
Bubica's been doing it since her freshman year. This is her 3rd consecutive city final. Look for her to stop every Taft block hit that comes her way.
And the setter, the city player of the year from last year, Samantha Taylor. She is terrific as you look at Bubica.
Well, she's the team captain, she's the coach, she's the setter, she does it all, and she's really a fantastic player. Somebody that Coach Mercado from Taft described as the best player in the city. And that's high praise coming from a very distinguished coach.
The Toreadors will serve first with Tatiana Height putting it in play. Both teams are 17-0, and neither one of them has dropped a set this year. Not a good way to start for Tatiana Height.
Uncharacteristic. Height is a deadly server with that little jump float, and that didn't even get to the net.
Corinne Quico serving for the Pirates. And Height with another error.
Well, you know, we figured that Taft would come in more experienced this year and not as nervous. The first 2 plays don't indicate that. So far, Pedro is picking up where it left off last year.
Quico, she serves it into the net. And the first point of this championship match for the Taft Toreador.
Well, we've talked a lot about how terrific both these teams are, and within the first 3 points, we've got 2 service errors. Kind of surprising. 2 service errors and a hitting error in 3 plays.
Junior Fallon Shaw serving for Taft. Nice up by Shaw. Miller with the kill.
Well, I've talked to people ahead of this game. They said the key was going to be Miller. If Miller can put balls away, that's going to really help Pedro's efforts tonight. They can't solely rely on Bubica.
The 159th kill of the year for Shannon Miller. The winner of this match goes into the state tournament.
And this year, the state tournament might be a realistic goal for both teams. They're both so talented.
One of the goals for the Pirates in this match was to serve tough. Keep the Toreadors off balance. Net violation against the Taft Toreadors.
Savannah Thomas into the net. Little jittery, a little nervous. I wonder if both of these teams are just a little too amped up for each other right now.
114 aces for Taylor, who's serving it up for the Pirates. Savannah Thomas. She is a big-time striker on the outside.
Yeah, baby. She took that ball down the line with authority.
Savannah is a candidate for the City Player of the Year.
Look at this crush right in the grill.
Bubica couldn't put it down. Miller with the roll shot covered by Height. That spike is wide and another point for the Pirates.
You know, what I've seen from Taft all year has been that they start out fast. They started the season fast. They start every game fast. And so far this match, they're not starting fast. That's a bit of a surprise, Randy.
Shannon Miller, 2nd team All-City last year serving. Potter tipping. Covered nicely by Shannon Miller. Savannah Thomas is blocked. Ryan and Bubaka got up there. First long rally of the match. Bubaka with the left hand, tipped it wide.
Little timing problem between two veteran players who know each other very well. So it's surprising to see a good pass here by Miller and the miscue by Bubaka.
Saltani with an ace. Terry Saltani, a senior, she was first team All-City last year. 2 years starter and still learning the game, says head coach Armin Mercado. Another tough serve. Chance for Taft to tie if they can win this rally. And it's a free ball for the Toreadors. Sam Taylor just pushed it on the other side. Toreadors attacking. Potter, she can't put it away. Hythe and Potter getting up on the net. And Benitez can't clear the net. We're tied at 5 and a good run for Taft.
It's very hard to tell what's happening so far. I mean, at this point, both teams have traded points. They've both had many runs. Neither team has played an opponent as good as the other. So who's going to break first is the question.
Back set to Hythe. Overpass. Potter sticks it down. Point Toreadors.
Yeah, and Samantha Potter really missed that shot. She was fortunate, though. She was so far off speed that it found a hole, and I guess that's all that matters, right? Hit it where they ain't. Isn't that what DeRocher used to say?
Sarah Potter's on the cross-country team. She runs track the mile. She's on the soccer squad. Excellent student. Terrific all-around athlete for Taft. They'll work Potter again. She can't clear the net. Point for San Pedro. We're even at 6.
Still, both teams tight. Neither team has command of this match or this game just yet. Setters making some uncharacteristic mistakes, and so are the hitters.
That's a good look at Alex Bubaka, who had 203 kills this year. She leads the Pirates in just about every statistical category. And a rare hitting error on Thomas.
Well, that's what I was talking about just a moment ago. I mean, both these teams are so talented and skilled. We expected a little bit better to start the match, and we're seeing some uncharacteristic errors. This one by Thomas.
Bubaka serving right at Thomas. Potter with the winner. Samantha Potter, much of the year, has been a decoy. She's no decoy tonight.
Well, you know, she shouldn't be a decoy. She can absolutely hit the quick ball very well. She doesn't have the thunder that some of the other Taft hitters have, but she certainly finds holes.
Quico is dug by Johnson. Taylor, the city player there, dumping it down, but it's covered nicely by the Toreadors. That's a lift on San Pedro. Point Taft.
And there you have a look at Donna Hess, the up official. I really just don't see those little dump plays working too much for either Samantha Taylor or Soltani. They're going to have to play this straight up, power against power.
Taft hammered Grant of the semifinals, a powerful display. San Pedro got by Palisades. That one's down beautifully for Natalie Benitez. She's a transfer from Hoover High School in Burbank, played on the championship team for San Pedro last year. Just an excellent hitter.
Yeah, and they're going to need her a lot tonight.
Hythe. And it's ball control for Taylor. And now a chance for the Toreadors and another extended rally. Hythe tipping. Benitez just knocked it on the Toreador side. Hythe had it blocked. Quico, she can't put it down. Unbelievably long rally. Benitez. She gets a touch. Point, San Pedro.
Well, a sensational rally played at a very high level.
Look at that bench. They're into it at San Pedro.
And Tatiana Hythe is tooled on the play. Benitez coming up with a big kill and giving Pedro the lead.
That's an ace. Bray Ryan is serving. She had 3 aces in the semifinals in the victory over Palisades. That serves out.
You know, I'm so interested today, Randy, at what's going to happen with the psychology of this game. These two teams are so confident. They haven't been challenged seriously by anybody in weeks as their playoffs have been against city teams. Now tonight they're facing absolute monsters and opponents.
Not a good pass there by Bubika, which is rare because she's a great all-around player. That's straight down. I mean, that was as straight as an arrow and straight down. And this is some attacker, Savannah Thomas.
Well, that was actually Johnson on that play, but a fantastic swing. And, you know, Corrine Cuico is going to have a better block than that.
Cuico had it come back. We're even at 10. Johnson pushes it through. KJ Johnson, the 5'9" senior middle blocker. Armanda Mercado said that if KJ plays well, his team will win.
Back-to-back kills by Johnson. I mean, that's the point. They have so many weapons on this Taft team. That's what I like about them. They have balance.
Benitez has another winner. She's hitting very solidly in this first game, Natalie Benitez.
Yeah, but what have we seen so far? Miller and Benitez, occasionally peppered in with some Bubika. On the Taft side of the ball, they have so many weapons. I mean, you just can't turn your back on them.
Tough serves, though, can really be an advantage for the Pirates, and there's another ace for Natalie Benitez.
Good quality serve, but actually a really uncharacteristic error by the libero there, Kiara John Charles.
Another deep serve. Thomas just lifting it on the other side. Taylor going to dump it down, and you don't think that method will work, those quick dumps. Johnson with the spike.
You know, I don't think it's going to work for either team. It's not that Samantha Taylor isn't good at doing that play. She is, but both of the defenses are so fast that if you try and do that little dump, and plus both teams have scouted each other very well, I just don't think it's going to be effective today.
Tatiana Height, 5'11" senior, serving for the Toreadors. Thomas does not clear the net. Point San Pedro.
Well, give Thomas credit on that play for going for it. Set was a little bit off, and she went and decided to grip her up anyway. Those are going to fall for her as well.
San Pedro looking for their 3rd consecutive city championship. They are the 2-time kingpins. That one straight through for KJ again. Kayana Johnson.
And what a lift she's been. I mean, in this last sequence, she has been the go-to player. Not somebody we highlighted at the beginning, but somebody who can really deliver, Kayana Johnson.
Very athletic. She's put up big numbers, but we don't know what the numbers are. Taft does not believe in keeping statistics because it's a team game. They don't want individual stats. Well, I'll tell you this, all their players have big numbers, though. We just don't have those numbers statistically. The joust at the net, and a net violation. And San Pedro able to garner the point as the Toreadors ran into the webbing.
Well, you know, Sultani had the angle, she had the leverage against Bubika, but unfortunately she carried into the net.
Samantha Taylor with that line drive serve. Thomas. She went down the line and got it. Boy, Savannah's good.
She is, and that's the point. She can go line, she can go angle, she can go off speed. She has the whole arsenal of shots.
This is about what we expected. Point for point. We're even at 14. Another poor serve. This one from KJ Johnson. She had 6 kills with the win of the semis over Grant.
Well, we did expect it to be a very competitive match. I don't know if I expected there to be this many errors by both clubs at the start. I thought they would have been a little bit more prepared for such an important match. Mentally prepared.
Thomas, another kill. Savannah doesn't know where she's going to play her college ball yet. She's considering Cal State Northridge.
Now you think about this, Randy, as we watch Savannah Thomas take this kill, I mean, she could realistically get set every time, but the thing about Taft is they have other weapons and they don't have to rely on one player.
There's Bubika. Alex Bubika leads the team in kills, blocks, digs, and aces.
Now, that's not to say that San Pedro doesn't also have its fair share of weapons, but you just get the feeling that when push comes to shove, they're going to want to see Benitez and Bubaka taking those swings.
That one served long by Bubaka. We're even at 16. We go to 25. You must win by 2. Best 3 out of 5. We could be in the gym for a while.
We could be. And what I say about these errors, I mean, Bubaka's a dead-eye server, and she missed there. It's really surprising.
Benitez, she hit it long and wide. Point Taft and the Toreadors lead.
Well, what Benitez is going to find out with a lot of these other Pedro hitters is that they're going up against a big wall with these Taft blockers, and they're trying to find the holes, but it's not easy.
Bree Ryan, she spiked it wide. Another point for Taft. They lead by 2. Timeout. San Pedro and their head coach in his first season, Craig Tagler. Pirates went 12-0, easily won the Marine League. Of course, they haven't dropped a game all year. Neither team has. Tagler was the JV coach last year.
Well, ordinarily, you wouldn't expect to see a timeout just down by 2 points, but in this kind of a game, 2 points could be the beginning of something big, and Tagler correctly sensed that they needed a little break here because they had a couple hitting errors, uncharacteristic hitting errors that all of a sudden have given Taft a little edge.
Well, these two teams really separated themselves from the rest of the city pack.
A lot of years you feel like anybody could win it. This year you really felt like it was just a fait accompli, that we were just waiting for the rematch of last year, and the regular season was for fun, but we all knew the outcome was going to be Pedro and Taft in the finals.
And again, last year, the San Pedro Pirates won for the second year in 4 games over these Toreadors, and they've thought about that match for 365 days. Taft serving with a 2-point lead. Make it 3.
Just really, really curious. I know I've said it before to you, Randy, but I'm really curious about the psychology. Which team is going to show a crack first? Will it be the defending champs or will it be the contenders?
That serve won't get there. That's exactly what the Pirates needed. The momentum had swung to Taft.
Well, looking at our stats, I noticed we've got already 4 serving errors for the Toreadors and 2 for the Pirates. That's far too many.
Soltani setting Potter. Potter kills it.
Potter back to serve, and here comes Johnson back into the front row. So there's just no break for the Pirates. You got Tatiana Hyde, there, Kiana Johnson. I mean, wow. And in the back row, there's that menacing number 27 as well.
Lauren Yoshizuka to serve. 0-0. Now it's popped over for a winner. A break there for Pedro.
Wow, that's unforgivable. I mean, they got the exact serve they wanted. 0-0, Lauren Yoshizuki. Yoshizuki, and she goes in and gets the ace that they wanted, but the block wasn't ready to cover it. Very unfortunate.
Pirates, number 1 seed, down by 2 late in game 1. Boy, that young lady has hops in the middle.
She definitely does, but you see something else there. You see the inexperience of the softball player, Karine Kuiko. You can see she's just getting used in these situations. One-on-one, she cannot hang with the Toreadors.
Last year they had the great Amber McCall in the middle, did the San Pedro Pirates. Soltani.
Now there was a player.
Too tough at the net.
Soltani puts one away. You mentioned Amber McCall. She was a player, buddy. I mean, she went in there injured in the championship match and delivered. Pedro could really use her right now.
Hype with the jump serve. That one's a flat line drive win on that kill for Corinne Kuika. Great softball player, played on Tony Dobra's city championship team. Softball starter being recruited by Cal, and you can see she's got a pretty good arm swing too.
She does. She had a little problem with her footwork getting set for that, but you know, softball players are known for their power and their arms, and she really showed it on that swing, catching the deep line.
Alexis Hathaway, junior defensive specialist, in to serve. That might have been an out ball that was played. Miller is blocked. Taft is so athletic. That's dumped down, but played by the Pirates. Johnson tipping hard. That was a nice defensive play again by San Pedro. That one's in.
What a great adjustment. But we saw Soltani try to do that little tip play. I told you, I just don't think that's going to work. Mercado's cautioning her about that right now. Here's how you win. You use your power now. The set kind of jammed her, and she was able to fight it off, catch the corner.
Off the tape, that's tough to play. It's an ace. Game point for number 2, Taft. And Fallon Shaw serving for the Toreadors.
I don't think Pedro's ready for game point. I think they're a little surprised it got there that fast.
16-year-old Fallon Shaw, very reliable, consistent passer who was a backup a year ago. And she aces Bree Ryan, and Taft wins game 1, 25-19.
We talked about the mental side of it. Unbelievable. On game point, the ball's going to be 10 feet out of bounds. Oh, don't touch it. Oh, boy.
And Bree knew she made a mistake.
She would love to have that one back. She'll shake it off. And you know what? Pedro is the sort of team you can never write them off. They have so much experience, so much talent. But a team like San Pedro, they can drop game 1 and come right back at you. So Taft has got to be strong as they come into game 2.
Unbelievable tail end of that game for the number 2 seed, Taft Toreadors, and that's a concerned huddle on that side. The first time this year the Pirates have dropped a game. The third member of our broadcast team is Debbie O'Meara. Let's hear her for the first time today. Debbie?
Facing the Pirates in person may actually just feel like deja vu all over again for the Toreadors. They've been watching films of last year's match for the last 2 weeks to get them ready. Talked to Coach Armand Mercado, and he said that's just served to get them fired up. But it's really just been the tail end of this journey. Every game, every practice, every skill they've worked on this week has all been with the idea of beating the Pirates and taking the city championship where they believe it rightfully belongs. Now, this has been a lot of work and actually a whole year of preparation leading up to this match. And Coach Mercado pointed out that the Pirates have been pretty much playing the same position that they played last year, showing them the same kind of game, where the Toreadors have mostly mixed it up. He thinks that gives them just a little bit of an edge in preparation. Back to Randy and Will for game 2.
All right, thank you very much, Debbie. And some great insight that Debbie was able to pick up from Armand Mercado right there.
You know, Armand Mercado is going to be a significant advantage for the entire Toreador team here. He's shown that consistency in his program, his 7th championship appearance as a Taft volleyball coach. On the other side, 3rd coach in 3 years for the Pirates, and that instability in coaching could be showing up right now. We're seeing some uncharacteristic mistakes out of the Pirates.
Well, the Pirates, 2 times the reigning city champions. You know, that's not the record. Palisades won it 14 straight years, and the Dolphins have 22 city championships.
Well, the Dolphins are the New York Yankees of LA City volleyball. They have been unbelievable in their history. Recently, they've been making a rebuilding effort, and we may be seeing them in the finals next year. You never know.
They have Alex the Thunder Lunder to bring them back. Most people think the Dolphins will be the team to beat with Lunder.
Tell me you didn't come up with that nickname. Alex the Thunder Lunder, is that yours?
Yeah.
Oh, well, all right.
You don't like it?
I don't know.
Come on, Will, give me some love there.
Alex the Thunder Lunder. Okay. Well, until there's something better, I'll go with that, Randy. Doesn't sound too bad.
All right. Will Reinhardt, of course, the coach of Verdugo Hills, which made it to the quarterfinals this year, and congratulations on another strong year, Will.
Thank you, Randy. I'd love to be here tonight. You know, Mercado's
You are here tonight.
Well, as a coach.
Okay.
Mercado's lost 6 times in the finals, and I'll tell you what, I would take that problem any day of the week. He's been in 6 championship games. This is his 7th.
There's Corinne Cuico. And Bubika has to get it going in game 2. She's great at the net. She did not have a big first game. There's an ace serve for Cuico and a positive start for the champions.
Well, you watch Cuico serve, and she obviously has a ton of power. Question is, can she maintain the control? You may get an ace, but if the next ball goes into the net, I think it's too much of a risk for not enough reward. We'll see. Can she get 2 or 3 in a row here? She needs to.
Her sister Kylie's on the team. And there's another one, as Will said, that second serve that did not produce a winner, went right into the net.
Well, she's so aggressive in her approach, and you know, with balls and strikes on the softball diamond, you could be off a little bit, you get a second chance. Out here on the volleyball court, a serve that's just a little off, oh, forget it, you don't get it back.
Fallon Shaw serving for the Toreadors. Benitez from the deep court. Savannah Thomas. And I like the way the libero, Kiara John Charles, in the back row is feeding hitters like Savannah Thomas.
Yeah, she's made a couple of errors today, but that pass was money. And it's a good idea because you got someone like Savannah Thomas, that's a guaranteed put away.
And Taft serves tough. And it was Shaw doing the damage.
You know, I know it's only 3-1 in game 2 here, but I got the feeling out of the end of game 1 and right now, Taft is taking control of this match right now.
Taylor on the joust, won it, and the Pirates get a point. Sam Taylor is the reigning City Player of the Year.
Well, Taylor on that play was lower than the other blockers. That gives her the advantage of leverage, and she's able to push it over even though it's a double block against her.
Excellent serve by Taylor that handcuffs Shaw. They go to Bubika. Give Bubika the kill. The Toreadors ran into the net anyway. We're even at 3 in game 2. Another tough serve by Taylor. You get the feeling that Taft is more athletic, but if San Pedro is to win this, they got to do it with tough serves.
Yeah, and their serves have been doing well for them. I'm a little surprised at the passing by Taft. Some of these were not that impossible to stop.
4 contacts on Taft, 5-3 for the champs.
4 consecutive errors by the Toreadors, and you can do that against some teams. You can't do that against Pedro.
Pedro fighting back after dropping game 1. Another ball knocked back on the Taft side. Double contact on Taft, another point for San Pedro.
Mistake by Soltani. She had a good pass to handle. She made just a simple mistake.
Short serve. Threw Thomas's rhythm off with that short serve. Taylor setting. Another net on Taft. So the Toreadors are making some mistakes here.
Well, they're making the hill a little higher to climb. I get the feeling, though, once the Toreadors stop with the errors they're making in execution, they'll be all right. They seem to have the manpower. Right now, San Pedro wisely capitalizing on these errors and getting themselves a nice lead.
Shalimar Wilson, number 24, has checked in for Taft in the back court. A kill for Savannah Thomas. She is a player you can go to when you're out of rhythm, and she gets results, and she has really matured in her senior year.
She might be the toughest hitter in the city this year. I'm trying to think of someone who'd be tougher than Savannah Thomas right now, and it's hard to imagine.
Thomas again. 2 spike winners for Savannah Thomas.
Well, Savannah's feeling a little groove here. She had the blocking error, she had a hitting error, but she's recovered nicely, and back-to-back kills for big number 27.
Falls down for Taft, and here come the Toreadors. They were down by 4. Suddenly they're on a run of 3, and they're within 1.
Well, that set doesn't get classified as an error, but it was too tight. Taylor's got to give her hitter some room.
The Johnson serve is too tough for Sarah Ojeda. Boy, that lead dissipated and was erased in a hurry.
Well, and you know, Bree Ryan, I just saw her look over to the bench and say, call timeout. I don't think it's quite time to panic yet if you're the Pirates, but they are a little bit disturbed right now.
Bubika on the run. Couldn't put it away. Potter does. Boy, this is an all-star team that Taft's put together. Talent in every position.
That's the perfect way to put it. They really are. They really like watching an all-star team. No weaknesses, it seems.
Armin Mercado said he didn't have any trouble being the number 2 seed, even though they didn't drop a game this year. Another ace He says San Pedro's #1 until someone can beat him.
You know what? That's all psychology. I was in the room, and I'll tell you what, if it had come to a vote, it would have been Taft #1 and Pedro #2. He wanted the psychology to be able to feed it to his players and say, hey, we're still the underdogs. I don't buy it.
Johnson serve in again. Potter on the overpass. 7 unanswered points for #2 seeded Taft. Soltani goes to the bench. They're a happy crew.
Well, the passing errors against quality teams, you get what you deserve. You know, you make a mistake like that, and you're going to be eating leather. Meanwhile, during that timeout, I saw Armin Mercado absolutely explode off the bench. And he's not a terribly emotional guy in most cases, but he's pumped up right now. I think that's a good sign for the Toreadors.
He's getting a great effort from Samantha Potter, who is an interesting lady. You know, she does all kinds of facial expressions. She's absolutely a crack up, but she's a great team player. And you can see after having some fun, when Armin went over to her, he immediately got her attention on how focused she got.
You know what? Samantha Potter's just flat out goofy. There's no two ways about it. I don't mean that in any kind of a negative way. She is goofy, and she uses that to her advantage. She has this strange personality that makes her loose, makes her dangerous as a player. And it's worked very well for her and the Toreadors.
She's got to run cross country tomorrow, so she's great in terms of multiple sports and in terrific shape. And you can see she's really talking at the net.
But who's she talking to, Randy?
Anybody will listen.
That was what worries me. I'm not sure she's talking to anybody.
They go to Bubika. And Bubika answers.
Samantha Bubika's a senior. I'm sorry, Alex Bubika's a senior, and Samantha Taylor's a senior, and Natalie Benitez is a senior. And these seniors have got to step up. They've got to be the girls who lead the way for these Pirates.
Overpass. Pirates could not take advantage of the overpass. Soltani bumping it over. Bree Ryan. She's dug by Wilson. And a roof for Bree Ryan. Point San Pedro. Bree Ryan playing with a tender ankle, tender left ankle. She taped it before the match. She rolled it in practice about a week ago. 9 serving 10. Taft up a game. Bubika's roof. Samantha Potter.
You know, Randy, I saw on the court there from Bree Ryan and a few of the other Pirates a little bit of anger, a little bit of frustration. Now maybe that can motivate them, or maybe that's a chink in the armor. We'll have to see. Potter just gets a great solo on Bubika. Not easy to do.
Right back to Bubika, and she tipped it down. Boy, that's an experienced team going right back to the player who just got roofed. And then Bubika, instead of trying to hammer it, softly tipped it on the dink.
But the Taft defense has got to know that's coming. After a player gets roofed like that, boy, 9 times out of 10, they're going to come up with a different shot, and that tip was very predictable, and Taft did nothing with it.
12-10 in favor of San Pedro. That serve is long. Height. Tatiana Height on the outside. She says, my life is consumed with volleyball.
Well, you know, it's like back and forth we go. These teams are still just way too tight. The only time they seem to be loose at all is after 1 or 2 good plays their way. But as soon as those 1 or 2 good plays evaporate, they get tight right again. And you're seeing it on both sides of the court. Only momentary bits of celebration and then back to being tight again.
Bree Ryan. He's really developed on the right side this year. And that serve just hit the tape and went wide. A 3-1 for the Toreadors. Their lead is 3. Armin Mercado up a game. He needs to win 3 to win the championship. Yoshizuki, the defensive specialist, 0-0 into serve. Benitez. She's laughing because she didn't hit it all that cleanly, but she'll take the kill.
Of course. She knows that was a lucky break. The thing I'm starting to see, too, is that right here, the Taft defense never even considered Quico, and they doubled up immediately on Benitez. That could be a problem if Quico is not able to create a distraction there. So the Toreadors will be able to just camp out on the outside hitters.
That spike went long. Thomas a little bit too strong. The lead is shaved to 1. It's critical, one would think, that the Pirates win this game. They can ill afford to fall too behind this powerful Taft team.
Oh, a net violation there. The big block, but a net violation. That's going to be a point the other way, 15-12.
Yeah, the Pirates into the net. It's 15-13. Taft serving and leading. Tooling it off the block is Shannon Miller. Shannon's sister, Jed, was all city last year for the Pirates. She's now at Tulane, and she had a great first year at Tulane. Set the freshman Diggs record as a libero.
Quico for Quico here, a sister substitution.
That hurts for the younger Quico. That's Kylie Quico. Fallon Shaw will serve. A good look at Taylor. She's the great setter for the Pirates. Johnson. Wow, did that come at the Pirates in a hurry? Unplayable ball.
Watch out. I mean, you got a great pass here by Shaw, and it's lights out. I mean, Bubaka's a fantastic blocker, and she has zero chance of stopping that ball.
Taft by 3. Taylor, that was a wise play to play it in 2, dump it down, point San Pedro.
Well, she didn't have much choice, and she made the most of her situation. Terrific speed on the tip is what helps Taylor's ball score.
Remember, Taylor has 114 aces this year. Right down the line, and Thomas played it. Ojeda can't dig it. Point Taft. Boy, that came at Sarah Ojeda in a hurry.
Yeah, an embarrassing moment here for Sarah Ojeda. But this ball's going out of bounds. I'm a little bit concerned. Thomas, that ball should have been 2-3 feet out of bounds. Got a little bit of a break there.
Thomas. Played up brilliantly by Bubaka. What a defensive play by Alex Bubaka. Here's the tip. Another rolling dig. Potter tapped it over. Some tremendous defensive work by the Pirates.
Excellent effort.
Potter, another dig. This up from Taylor. Miller with the roll shot. Wilson covers. Here comes Potter. Bubaka blocks it. Maybe, just maybe, the rally of the match. Miller got the spike. Point Pirates. That was terrific stuff, both sides.
They need to have plays like that. It fires them up emotionally, and you get the feeling that they're a little bit outmanned. But sometimes what's in your heart's more important, and these Pirates from San Pedro are showing a lot of heart right now.
Shannon Miller. She serves down the line and cross court and has an ace. It's a 1-point game.
You just absolutely get the sense here that Taft is the better team. However, you get the sense too that Pedro are the champions. So, the better team doesn't always win. And if Pedro continues to play with this kind of fire, they're going to three-peat. They're going to be champions again. But
they're down by a game and 1 point. Thomas got it through. Taylor was there. So was Bubaka and Ryan, and nobody could block it correctly because of the heat of Thomas.
It's going to come down to hunger. And if Taft stays hungry, I just think they have the horses to do it.
Saltani serving. That's a shank pass that Ryan had to run down. Here comes Thomas again. That block went wide. Savannah Thomas with still another kill. 20-17 for the Toreadors.
Here we go, Sultani with the serve. This could be pivotal for game 2.
Ace. Mary Moretti really struggled to pass that ball.
Yeah, and you get these JV call-ups brought up. It's just too tense of a situation for them. And that's where I was talking about the experience being important, but the depth and the balance of Taft, I think, is just a little bit more important.
Taft won the first game, 25-19. Benitez going down the line, and she missed it. And Taft is pulling away in the second game. Timeout. Craig Tagler and the Pirates of San Pedro.
Well, Taft is on a mission. It's pretty clear. They have not played their sharpest game of the season by far. They've made a lot of mistakes, and yet they're sitting in a great situation here in game 2, Randy. They're 3 points away from a 2-0 lead, and even for an off game for Taft, and they have been off a little bit tonight, they're doing pretty well against a 2-time defending city champs.
Samantha Potter has played very well in the middle, and you can see they believe on the Taft side. Both teams came in supremely confident. Taft still is, and you got to think there's some doubt in the minds of the Pirates.
Well, I don't know. I mean, you never want to question the heart of a champion here, so I don't know if there's any doubt. Quite honestly, I think that they're just getting handled here by a superior team. And that's not taking anything away from San Pedro. They're the second best team in the city. It's pretty obvious. But, Taft is just a little bit better this year, and the reverse was true last year. So a year has changed quite a bit for these two teams.
And as I stated, in essence, Armand Mercado has put together an all-star team at Taft. He has assembled terrific talent. One of them is Savannah Thomas. And Savannah Thomas is taking over game 2.
Yeah, I mean, no back down at all by Samantha Taylor. She digs the ball and just unable to keep it in play.
This is some powerful display by Taft. Benitez, Sultani with a terrific save. And Johnson kills it. And again, Ojeda played it on a ball that should have been out.
Yeah, and there's frustration building quickly here. Samantha Taylor upset with some of her teammates here, and they just can't believe that they're losing their composure. Game point.
Chance for Taft to go up 2-0. It's outside the antenna. The game goes to Taft, 25-17. So the Toreadors are on the doorstep, 1 game away from being crowned as the new city champions of city volleyball.
Well, San Pedro's had a terrific run over the past 2 years. They were able to win as sophomores, the vast majority of them. Last year they were dominant.
You can see the exuberance of Samantha Potter on the sideline.
Well, Samantha Potter and Taft, it's just too much tonight. Just too much.
Well, that Pirate huddle needs to regroup. Let's go to Debbie O'Meara. Debbie?
Competing for a 3rd championship in 3 years is remarkable under any circumstances, especially so for San Pedro, given that they've also got their 3rd coach in 3 years. I asked Coach Tagler what that was about, and he said he didn't really know, but he was sure glad that it had fallen his way. I talked to him a little bit about what made these girls so special that they could pull this off with so much transition in their coaching staff. And he said is that they know each other, they know the game, and he's made it his business not to reinvent the wheel. I asked him the one all-important question, Coach, are you coming back next year? And he said, absolutely. Right now, before he can worry about Championship 3, he's got to worry about Game 3. Randy, back to you.
Well, he doesn't know if there's going to be a Game 4 if they don't win Game 3, and that's a good point by Debbie. You know, the coaches have changed over the last 3 years for the Pirates, and as great as the players are, you really need consistency in the coaching staff.
Yeah, the nucleus of that team has been there for 3 years, and some of the girls for 4. But without the consistency from the head coach, you are at a disadvantage. And we talked about how Mercado has provided so much stability for Taft. Unfortunately for Tagler, it just it's a bad situation to be in, coming in after 2 city championships and trying to keep it going.
Well, there are very few teams that are capable of coming back against that group, that Taft team. But if anyone has the guts, the guile, the character to do it, it would be the San Pedro team.
Well, I got to think that's pretty much what Tagler's pep talk sounded like between game 2 and 3. And I doubt these girls are going to quit. You know, they're too strong.
Glad you're with us on LA 36 and KLCS, the education station. We think this is one of the great events in the city. The girls volleyball final. We're at Occidental College in Eagle Rock. I'm Randy Rosenbaum with Will Reinhart and Debbie O'Meara. Glad you're along for the ride, and the fans are really into it.
Yeah, and you start seeing the Taft fans taking over here. A lot of them have shirts that say practice on Monday, and that's a reference to the words that Armin Mercado wants to tell his team. Practice on Monday, meaning we're going to the state championship, ladies.
Yoshizuka serves, and she serves it long. The Pirates need something to build on. They've started okay in the games. They just have not been able to finish against Taft.
But a lot of their start has been the result of mistakes by Taft. This is the second game out of the 3 we've played where Taft started with a service error. You know, it's just silly mistakes that they have to correct.
Taylor serve. Height gives Taft its first point of game 3. Well, they can pound you from so many directions, this Toyota team.
It's amazing. Alex Bubica, we see there, she's a 2-time All-City player, and she just got tooled. I mean, she's one of the top blockers in the LA City section.
And Bubica hit it high and long, point Taft.
Well, it's just not your night when your seniors and your leaders are not able to perform the way they want to. This is not one of her better matches. She's a terrific player, and it's too bad to see her have these struggles.
And an ace for Tatiana Height. Long ago, early on, she was struggling with the serve. She's no longer struggling.
Yeah, well, she started the match with a service error, and she looked like, what? I think now she's got it together. She has a terrific serve. It's a little jump float that, you know, it really does a nice job.
She's a 3-year starter, and you're right about her serve. That was very good.
That was a back row attack, Randy. Tatiana Hythe was over the line by about 2 or 3 inches. Referee Donna Hess saw it, correctly called it. Well, sometimes it's a game of inches, isn't it?
Johnson got a touch, but there was a net violation, and it was on the Pirates anyway, so give the kill to Johnson. Good look at Fallon Shaw. Just a junior and a very solid player for Armin Mercado. Benitez perfectly illustrating how to go down the line and how to get a winner. I like Natalie Benitez.
Yeah, that's
player.
A mistake by Taft. The middle sucks in, going for Bubica. So it's one-on-one for Natalie Benitez, and she knows what to do with that.
Well, the champs are on the ropes. Let's see if they get off of them. Quico on the overpass ties it.
Well, the Pirates are going to make one last stand here, you can tell, before they're forced to walk the plank. But you have to wonder if it's all going to be in vain or if this is the beginning of something special.
That serve is wide. Just seems that the Pirates can't get over the hump. Whenever they string some points together, they make an error.
Well, and it's not totally their fault. I mean, they're a terrific team, but they're playing a group of all-stars that just have no weaknesses, it seems.
Benitez drives that one through, and a lift called on the Toreadors. And again, Benitez has been the most consistent hitter for the Pirates.
She has been. And you know, when I say no perceived weaknesses, I don't mean that they don't make mistakes. They obviously do make mistakes. I'm just saying at each position, they are so tough with their personnel.
Thomas has been deadly accurate for most of this match. Savannah Thomas.
Think about the case of Savannah Thomas. Ordinarily, she would be a star player, head and shoulders above everybody else, but not on this Taft team. She's just one of many on this Taft team.
That being said, Coach Mercado says she's the best player in the city. Another point for Taft.
Well, best is a very subjective thing. I know he feels strongly about his sitter, Terry Soltani, as well. But in terms of offensive potency, it's hard to argue with Coach Mercado about that one.
Soltani with another good serve. Quico hit it going down. She's lucky to get it on the Taft side. Thomas with that big windup, and it was covered nicely by Natalie Benitez of the Pirates. Savannah's on fire. She is absolutely lights out.
Yeah, the Pirates do not have an answer for her. And we see right there, coming out of the game, you know, that's Bree Ryan, and she's practically in tears. I'm not sure if it's over being hurt or if she's just upset with the situation. Perhaps she was injured on the play. I'm not really quite sure what happened.
Yeah, she's apparently in pain. They're working on her thigh. That spike is long. Taft's opened up a 4-point lead. And remember, if they win the game, they are the champions.
Well, and that was Benitez, who's been the most reliable offensive threat for the Pirates. She can't make any mistakes. Her teammates aren't performing at a high enough level for her to make mistakes. Now, on the other side, Terry Soltani makes a serving error, jumps into the arms of her teammates, and she knows that she's got a cushion. She knows her teammates will be able to pick her up. And so she's not happy with the service error, but she's not too worried either.
She also has a comfortable lead, knowing that they're up 2 games. Height just blasting it off the block. Point Toreadors.
Blocking 101, and you've got to know this. You've got to turn your block in. Corinne Quico gets tooled. Height gets the kill. It's just inexperience.
Again, Taylor tried to fool Toreadors on 2, and that just has not occurred tonight. Taft's been up to the task every time she's tried to do that. Taylor again pushing it over. San Pedro really needs to win this rally. They're down by 4. A winner from Johnson from the deep court. And the lead expands to a 5-point advantage for number 2, Taft. And San Pedro is really hurting. And this time it's a lack of communications in the backcourt. They're all flat-footed.
Yeah.
And by the time Bubica went for it, they're down by 5.
Well, it was Miller and Benitez there having a lack of communication, resulting in the error. You look at the huddle right now for Taft, they can smell victory. They've been waiting for this for a year. They were not just a quite mature enough team last year. This year, they're absolutely prepared and ready for victory. And on the other side, you have to feel just for the girls from the Pedro side, they're surprised. They haven't been in the situation all year.
I want to congratulate Elizabeth. They won the small schools championship over Annenberg. Annenberg right by the Coliseum, and only their 2nd year of volleyball. So Elizabeth will play in the small schools state championship. Chatsworth out of the Valley won the Invitational, and the junior varsity tournament was won by Taft. So that program looking for 2 titles this year, and that's a sullen-looking bench at San Pedro.
Not much to cheer about right now for the Pirates.
See if Taft can slam this one down with Potter. Yes.
Well, Quico just committed another net error. Potter's ball was going down regardless, but the call by the officials was net on Corinne Quico. You can see as Potter goes up, the net's shaking, and that's because Quico too aggressive on her block.
Boy, Taft looks like a team that's ready for the state tournament. They're rolling, getting everything. That's a great dig by Kiara John Charles in the deep court. And it's just coming apart for San Pedro.
You know, and you have to wonder, too, as it gets tighter here, what is Samantha Taylor going to do? I think, you know, she knows Benitez and Bubica have gotten her there in the past. Miller, is she going to trust all of her teammates, or is she going to start just going to a couple of them?
And out of the deep court, Benitez misses and Taft is routing the Pirates in game 3.
It's a tough way for a champion to go down. You want to be able to give your best game, and I think the girls in San Pedro would say this is not their best game. This does not fairly represent who they are, but right now they are getting it handed to them.
Well, a lot of it, I think, Will, is this Taft team. They're the best team we've seen in the city section in a long time. They are very talented. Now, the southern section schools in the state tournament are still stronger, but this is a great Taft team.
In terms of just raw talent, player for player, all the way through the roster, this might be the best team I've seen in 10 years. The Van Nuys team in 02 was pretty special, but this is a pretty sensational team.
Height is roofed by Bubaka. That's what we're used to seeing from Alex Bubaka.
Yeah, and it's wonderful. That's what she's so capable of doing, but it hasn't been there tonight. Normally, Bubaka, she's a Terminator. She just shuts you down. Tonight, we have not been able to see that kind of play too often.
Cuico serves it out. And when you're down by this kind of margin, you just can't give points away.
Well, Cuico has obviously struggled a lot tonight. Perhaps if this were a softball game, it would be a different story between these Pirates, who are so good in softball, and the Taft Toreadors. But in volleyball tonight, this doesn't look like it's going to be their night.
Good look at Lauren Yoshizuka. The step out for Bubaka, and she's played by Thomas. Shaw had it come right back at her. Thomas attacking. Pop back over to the Taft side. Here comes Thomas again, and she hit it long. Let's see if the Pirates have a run in them.
They definitely have some fight left in them. I don't know if they have a run to get back in this, but they have a lot of fight. And hats off to them. They have shown for the past 3 seasons that they are among the elite, 2-time champion volleyball team for the city of Los Angeles.
Bubaka again in the corner from Taylor.
Now that is her shot. That's in her wheelhouse. When Samantha Taylor sees that, she's going to have a tremendous amount of confidence.
Taylor and Bubaka say they have a psychic connection. Well, they were pretty good there, weren't they? They are pals off the court and great friends on the court as well. Little momentum swing toward the champions. And Bubaka is starting to get on track and take over here in game 3. And the Pirates back to within 4.
That's Bubaka at her best. She's cutting the shots just right to score. Look for Taft to make an adjustment.
They're off line here. They're completely out of sync. And rarely do you see Taft play giveaway. They just threw that point away.
It started with a bad pass, and it was compounded with poor communication. Taylor's serving doesn't hurt.
Savannah said, hey, it was my fault, but there's a service error. Again, the Toreadors have not lost a game this year. San Pedro's won 43 straight matches against city competition. That streak's on the line.
It definitely is.
That serve is long from Tatiana Height. Well, Pirates aren't out of this game. They're in striking distance. They have a chance here.
They're not out of the game, but they can't just be trading side outs right now. They need to get a rally. They need to get a run right now. Jen Miller, right now.
That's a service mistake by Shannon Miller.
I said Jen, that's her older sister. That's right, Shannon Miller. And that's back-to-back service errors by the Pirates in a critical Game 3 situation. Really just difficult to accept.
Fallon Shaw with the serve, right at Cuico. Nice pass there by Cuico. And Benitez, she really likes that line. She's very good at going down the line, and she has another winner.
She does, but a couple of times tonight, including that last swing, she's missed. I really do not believe she meant to hit it this far inside. It seemed to go off her hand awkwardly. Fortunate to get it in the line.
Thomas hit it long. She had a clean shot at it and just was a little bit too strong, and the Pirates back to within 2. And Bubaka continues to serve. So tough. It's so tough to close out a team. But Thomas gives the Toreadors another point. They lead by 3. If Savannah's team wins, you've got to believe she'll be the city player of the year this season.
I would certainly vote that way, and you know, she absolutely is having a dominating type of match. She and Johnson have been just too much for the Pirates to handle.
Quico in the middle, busting it through there for another Pirate point. Willie Ryan needs to serve tough for the Pirates. All the pressure on San Pedro, being down a couple games, but they're just trading points, and they can't stop number 27, Savannah Thomas.
And they're running out of match. They're about to be swept. Two-time defending champs about to be swept, and they cannot be trading points. They need to get a rally.
And a tough serve. (20-16), Saltani serving. Thomas. Sam Taylor went into the net anyway.
You got to be happy. Timeout here. You got to be happy at least for Armin Mercado. 6 times the bridesmaid. Maybe this time he'll be the bride. It looks like he's going to get his first championship ring tonight at Occidental College.
He coaches both the boys and the girls at Taft, and he's been the runner-up 3 times with the boys and the girls. There's Armin Mercado. You won't meet a nicer guy. Born in the Philippines, grew up in Los Angeles, all-city player at Franklin High School. Just done a terrific job with the Taft overall program. We mentioned the JV team won the city title. He's not the coach of that team, but he does oversee the entire program, and Taft really has it going.
Well, it's been a fantastic night, a memorable night for all these girls from the Taft Toreadors. Their fans are loving it.
Another thing about Armin Mercado, he's also an assistant coach at Pierce for the women, so he really loves coaching.
Coaching is the man's life, and he's done a very good job with it.
Taft is 4 points away from the championship. Thomas tipping. Natalie Benitez through the block.
Benitez has had a terrific match, and she has been the key point for these Pirates on offense.
She obviously brought her A game. Benitez serves. That spike is long by Thomas, and the lead shrinks to 3. These Pirates will not go quietly. They are proud champions. Miller hit it long. In transition, that was a rally the Pirates dearly needed to win.
3 points away, and we've been saying it throughout the rest of this third game. They can't trade points. That's all they're doing right now. And they're going to run out of points in just 3 small plays.
Taylor. Fortunate that her teammate cleaned up and got it over the net. Quico. There was a touch. That's a point for the Pirates. So give Quico the kill.
Well, San Pedro knows what to do with a free ball, and that's what Savannah Thomas was forced to do, give a free ball. Great pass by Shannon Miller, and the put away for Quico. They need a little more of that tonight.
Elaine Coleman, a 5'8" senior, set her an opposite in serving, and she served it into the net. And suddenly Taft is 2 points away from the championship.
That is what you call a roll the dice substitution. You put somebody in who hasn't been in, and you hope for the best. Sometimes it works, and sometimes it doesn't. This time for Coach Tagler, it's just not going to work.
Bubika couldn't put it away. Thomas from the deep court. Pirates go to Bubaka again. Toreadors getting to everything. Johnson is blocked. Taft somehow able to get it back on the other side. Miller is blocked. Taylor saves.
Oh, this is going to hurt. This is going to hurt.
Height, she can't put it away. Miller misses wide. Championship point for the Taft Toreadors. This is it. This is the moment that all Toreador fans have waited for. 25-19 and 25-17 in the first two games for Taft. There's a kill from Miller, and the Pirates aren't done yet. Second championship point for Taft High School.
Well, who better to be serving at this moment than Samantha Taylor, the defending champion, the All-City Player of the Year.
Height doesn't put it down. Bubaka tips it. She's got it. 2 championship points wiped away.
If Taft can make a simple pass, they can claim the championship. A good pass right now will end this match.
Championship point number 3 for the Toreadors.
There it is.
Height! Time to celebrate. Johnson and Height in the middle get it done, and Taft wins 25-21. 3 straight for the Toreadors. They did not lose a game in city competition this year. 18-0, 18 sweeps.
Boy, and the last one was the sweetest of them all. Taking out the 2-time defending champions, getting revenge for last year's loss in the finals, giving Coach Mercado his first championship, and the girls will have a night that they will remember for the rest of their lives.
There's championship point. It took 3 of them.
They got the pass, and Johnson, along with Thomas, they had been spectacular and just too much for these Pirates to handle.
And it'll be Taft, this all-star city team. At least they look like an all-star team to us. That'll go on to the state tournament. Some of the best teams in the country they'll face. They will not be the favorite.
Well, you know,
they are a great team.
That's going to be the real measurement here for Taft in some respects. Is are they going to flame out in the first round, as so many city champions have done in the past years? Or will this be the first team in years to really put up a fight in the state tournament and make some noise? Time will tell. The state playoffs begin next week, Randy.
25-19, 17, and 21 for Armand Mercado and the Taft Toreadors. And you can see their fans are celebrating the title. Young ones, old ones, and everyone in between. The Pirates had a great run. There's Bubaka hugging Taylor. Really, they were proud champions that wore that mantle very well.
Oh, it's a unfortunate end to what was a great career. Doesn't take anything away from the champions that they are. Bubaka, Bree Ryan, Natalie Benitez, of course Samantha Taylor, and Shannon Miller, terrific champions.
The chant is for Armand Mercado. Well, they want Armand Mercado. We got Armand Mercado. He is a champion coach. It took 7 tries, but Armand Mercado, as the Taft head coach, is a champion. And he's with Debbie O'Meara.
Coach, what kind of magic was your team able to put together to sweep this in just 3 games?
Not more of a magic. It's about 365 days of hard work after losing last year. Everybody on that uniform decided we're going to be back here. We're going to compete and hopefully get a win. And, you know, winning 3-0 is unbelievable. I didn't expect winning 3-0. You know, deep down inside, yes, that'll be great. But with the great players they have and Samantha Taylor doing all she can on the other side of the net, I don't know. I got to watch the film. I don't know how we pulled it off.
And for you, 7 times the charm. This would be pretty amazing.
Lucky 7, I guess. So, but two good teams right here. You knew they were going to be here in the finals. But my hat's off to San Pedro. But my girls, 365 days, they focused for this night. And they performed. So I'm very happy for them.
Not much luck about it. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Randy, back to you.
Just a class act is Armin Mercado, and you got to be thrilled after all the disappointments. Although he said, you know, I may be the runner-up 6 times, but 4 of those teams were just fortunate to get there because they overachieved.
Well, you know what, though? Tonight was his lucky number 7. He rolled a 7, and boy, was that fantastic. You know, and the thing he's going to be telling his girls right off the bat is, hey, practice Monday. That was the shirt slogan that they had this year. It was talked about in some of the preseason articles that were featuring Taft and focusing on what a great team they are. And so now it will be practice on Monday. They're the only city team, along with, of course, Elizabeth Street for the small schools, that'll be practicing for a state tournament championship bid.
Well, the red and white are the proud champions. There's 27, Savannah Thomas, who will be the city player of the year. And there's always Samantha Potter, the young lady with 1,000,000 expressions.
She has been a crazy act. And, you know, with this team, I guess they got all kinds out there. They got serious players, they got goofy players, and they sure have a lot of talented players.
Potter's only a junior. She'll come back. She's all city, just a terrific player. And so Taft will be a formidable team next season. They won't be the favorite, we don't believe. We think Palisades, well, there's Alex Pubica, who concludes a wonderful career with a couple championships, runner-up, but she's been fun throughout, and she just didn't have her buddy Amber McCall in the middle this year, and that made a big difference.
Yeah, and Jen Miller, too. I mentioned her. I accidentally called Shannon Jen, and that's one of the things that they lacked. They lacked the chemistry they had from last year, I think, in this final match. They had a terrific season, but didn't have quite the effort tonight. But what I do expect is that there will be drop-off on both these teams. They have a lot of seniors, both Pedro and Taft. So it opens the doors for teams like Grant, teams like Palisades for sure. But I wouldn't expect either of these teams to just fall away. They're going to be back next season as well, contending.
I don't think a truer statement could be made. These are 2 strong programs, and we think Pali will be the favorite next year. And as you also said, Grant's going to be very good. They lost in the semis to this Taft team this year, though. But we got to believe these 2 teams will be somewhere in the mix. And congratulations to Taft High School. We wish them well in the state tournament. That will wrap up our coverage on LA 36 and KLCS. For Debbie O'Meara and Will Reinhardt, my name is Randy Rosenblum. Taft is the champion in 3 games straight, 25-19, 25-17, and 25-21. So long from Occidental. A new champion is crowned, the Taft Toreadors.